19, near the end of the story over here. So we have David finally finishes the mourning for his son Avshalom, because Avshalom rebelled against the king and Yoav killed him. So now finally David comes back to Yerushalayim, and he finally gets the loyalty of the people of Yehudah. So the king returned, he reached Yarden, and the people of Yehudah came to Gilgal, and they came to escort him across the Jordan. Shimi ben Gera ben Yemini, Shimi Bahorim, and quickly, who was there? Shimi ben Gera, he hastened and he went down to greet David. And there were thousands of people there, and Shimi ben Gera threw himself in front of King David, and they should ask for mercy. He said to the king, ועברה העברה להעביר את בית המלך לעשות אותו בעיניו, שמי בן גרה נפל לפני המלך. He threw himself in front of the king. He said to him, please, אל יחשוב לי אדוני עוון. Please do not bear the sin against me. Do not remember what I did. Please forget it. Please forgive me. And then Avishai, the son of Zeruiah, spoke up and he said to the king, he says, "Atachadzot lo yumachimi." He says, "What are you're mentioning what you did to the king? What, you don't think that you should be killed? You shouldn't be put to death for this cursing that you did of David, despite your apology. You cursed the Mashiach Hashem. You cursed the anointed one of Hashem." And what does David say? "Vayomer David, mali velachem bnei Tzruya, ki tiyu li hayom lesatan." He says, "What do I need this discussion from you today, sons of Tzeruya? You should be like a satan to me. You should be like an adversary to me. Yomat ish b'Yisrael ki lo yadati ki hayom ani melech al Yisrael." I should go and talk about killing another Jew today. I just became king. Let's celebrate, enjoy it. Why do I have to go and right away ruin it, the festivities, with deciding to put somebody to death? So what does he do? Vayomer HaMelech el Shimi lo tamut. You won't die. Vayishava lo HaMelech. And he swore to him, he's not going to kill him. So now this has to do with a couple things. Why did David mochel? Usually the king is not allowed to be mochel. He's not allowed to forgive his honor. So how can David forgive his honor? It's okay. Fine. You want to forgive your personal honor, but you're the king. What do you mean? So people see that you could spit on Trump's face, or you could go throw a paint can at him, and nothing will happen to you. What is that? Trump says it's okay. It's okay. What are you talking about? This is to give us an example to everybody else to behave like this. So what is he talking about? So the commentaries say over here that really Shimi was from who? The pasuk says Shimi ben Gera ben Hayemini. Right? He was from Binyamin. He was from Binyamin, and David is from Yehudah. Right? So therefore, what happened over here? Really, Yehudah, we know, sold Yosef into slavery. And Yosef technically could have took a revenge, and he didn't. Shimi was hinting this to what's it called? To David, like just like Yehudah forgave then. So Yosef forgave Yehudah. You should also forgive me. And he said that Binyamin, my great grandfather, the father of my tribe, he was quiet. He never told anybody about the sale of Yosef to his father, to Yaakov Avinu. And from this chesed that his forefather did for David, right? Because Binyamin could have ruined it for Yehudah, right? And he didn't, so therefore you should forgive me b'zchut that also. And he says, David saw in Ruach HaKodesh, that who's going to come from Shimi? Who's another Ish Yemini? Mordechai. So therefore he spared him for the sake of Mordechai. And it's funny because it says that Mordechai was also called Mordechai HaYehudi, Ish Yemini. So it's funny how it's because really he's from Binyamin. But why is he called HaYehudi? Because David allowed him for Shimi to stay alive, so it's really he's from Yehudah also. Because David's Zechut, that's why he's also existing. So therefore, when David said in the pasuk, "Should I kill Ish Israeli?" What is he talking about? He's talking about Mordechai. He was really hinting so that Tzaddikim, whenever they decide about somebody, they're not deciding about him. They also look into the future. Like Moshe, before he killed the slave master, he went to see if anybody's going to come out of him, and he didn't. He didn't know no one significant is going to come from him. So therefore, he felt comfortable using the name of Hashem and killing that Egyptian slave master. So what's next on the menu? After this, we'll go back to Mephibosheth. The pasuk says Mephibosheth ben Shaul yarad leked melech. So Mephibosheth also was trying to usurp the kingdom. He was also trying to make a rebellion during the Avshalom's time. He's the son of Shaul. So what happened? He came down to greet the king. Velo asar aglav, velo asar sefamo. He did not do his feet, and he did not do his mustache. And he did not do his laundry. He was wearing dirty clothing from the day that the king left into exile until the day the king came back. So remember that what happened? David HaMelech accepted Lashon Hara from his servant, from Mephibosheth's servant Siva before, right? And Mephibosheth, he's rebelling against the king. He's not with you anymore. So what did he do? David gave all his Mephibosheth stuff to Tziva. So, but now he sees that what is Mephibosheth doing? Mephibosheth actually is in mourning. He's actually very loyal to David. He didn't do his mustache. He didn't do his clothes. He didn't do nothing. So then, so what happens? He comes to Yerushalayim to greet the king, and he says, the king says to him, "Why didn't you go with me, Mephibosheth? Why are you only coming now?" And he said, he says, "My servant Siva tricked me." He said, "My servant said, I'll get the donkey, we'll ride on it, and then go to the king, because the Mephibosheth can't go anywhere, he's crippled." So what happened? Then he slandered. He said Lashon Hara about me, and he said that I'm against you, Has v'Shalom. So then what happened? Look how sad it is now. He says, now my entire father's family was nothing but condemned men. My whole family, Shaul the Melech's family, is gone, right? And you put me on your table, and I have nothing but your mercy. And look, and the king said, what? Why are you going to speak? Instead of me giving everything that I gave to Tziva, now you and Tziva are going to split the field. He feels bad for Mephibosheth. And Mephibosheth says, let him take all, because my lord as king has arrived safely at his house. He's like, it's okay, I don't need all that. As long as you're here, David HaMelech, that's all that matters. So therefore, they reconcile also. So interesting, the commentaries say over here, what does it mean that he came, why all of a sudden did he come now, Mephibosheth? So sages tell us that Tziva was a Canaanite slave in the house of Shaul. So he brought supplies to David when he was running away from Avshalom. Tziva lied about Mephibosheth, saying that Mephibosheth thinks that he's going to be the king now that David left. So the commentaries tell us that David was guilty of accepting the Lashon Hara. It wasn't true. And another opinion says that really David was not guilty for believing Tziva. Why? Because Mephibosheth's messy appearance and his response shows that he was upset about David's return to Yerushalayim. Therefore, even though Mephibosheth explained to David that he not joined him because he's been deceived by Tziva, David didn't believe him. Because why are you all like this? If you heard about the news about me, why are you coming all with the dirty and this? You should clean yourself up. So it must be you really also are a liar. So there's machlokes in Masechet Shabbat if really Mephibosheth was really wholehearted with David. And David didn't want to give him everything, that's why he only gave him half. Because some want to say that he didn't really believe that he was really together in peace with him. What does it mean he didn't do his mustache? So the commentaries say that when a person goes to war, then you fat Torah, right? If you see a beautiful goyish old lady, and the guy has desires for her, the Torah permits for a man to take her after he does a certain amount of procedures. Well, the first procedure is that she has to shave her head and do her nails. What does it mean do her nails? Some say it means she has to cut off her nails. Some say she has to let it grow out and it has to look disgusting. So our pasuk says that Mephibosheth didn't do his mustache. What does it mean didn't do? Sounds like he didn't cut. That's what it sounds like. His mustache is long. So that sounds like for a proof that what does it mean do her nails? It means not to touch it, to let it grow out. That's what they want to learn from our pasuk. Also, it says he didn't do his leg. He didn't do his feet. He didn't do his feet. So over here it refers to feet as one, right? Because the Gemara talks about in Yevamot the guy who has only one leg, right? Or a guy has his amputee above the knee, right? Is that considered a foot? Is that considered you could do chalitza on the stump or not? So the Gemara brings our pasuk because it says that Mephibosheth is a cripple and he didn't do his feet, right? But his feet he couldn't move. So therefore, maybe it sounds like the upper thigh is also called a foot. So the Gemara says that really regel always means a foot. And here, the Torah didn't want to talk about Mephibosheth's thighs, so he wanted to use a cleaner language. So he said foot. But really a foot, mamash, has to be actual foot. So to do chalitza, you can't do it on a stump. You can't do it on a thigh. You have to actually do it on a foot. Okay, we'll stop over here. Next time, we have to speak about the reward. David gives Barzilai, and then Sheb ben Bichri begins his rebellion. Okay, says the Orchot